What is?
There's a Dungeons and Dragons night
Oh.
at California or at Universal, so we're missing.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another night of D&D here at the Glassbreakers Guild. We are joined by our mostly regulars. We are down a Stephen, and so we are going to push on. Next week is going to be a little bit of a break in the schedule. Our very own Scritch, or Danny, is going to be out of pocket because of show stuff that she is in the middle of. So next week we will not be playing D&D. Remains to be seen what we might be doing in its place. There has been some discussion about board games, so we might pick out a fun board game to play on stream for you guys, or we may just take a break. I know the week after that we also have players absent, so for sure in 2 weeks we will not be playing. Remains to be seen what will happen next week. So I would advise all of you to keep tabs on our Discord server to keep in touch with what we might be planning for next week. We use the Discord to let you guys know when there are changes to the schedule. So making sure that you are tuned into there is always a good idea, because real life happens and sometimes we don't get to play our favorite role-playing game. We do also put all of the video content we produce up on YouTube, so you can go out there, check it out. Sometimes we're a bit delayed, as I uploaded 2 episodes just this morning, but they always wind up there eventually. So you can go watch our back episodes, get a sense for our playstyle and how the table has changed over the course of the years. Now, there's a great many hours worth of footage, and it's not just D&D sessions. We do put other stuff out there as well, so feel free to explore to your heart's content. While you're over there, if you haven't already, do hit like and subscribe. Make sure that you turn on your notifications, and you'll always know when there's new content on the YouTube channel. I think that is all I am going to take the time for right at the moment, right at the top of the show. So we will turn it over to the table and any announcements that need to be made.
I just want to show off, if Gage is willing, Gage's beautiful artwork. Because I got Gage notebooks and there's beautiful artwork. One is covered in like stickers of, I'll hand it to you and you can show up close. But it's like the sticker illustrations for all of our characters.
Upside down, or is it upside down?
All over the place.
It's all over the place?
They're all different directions and stuff. I'll hand it off to Keith so he can put it up. And then this one.
That's cool.
And they're amazing. They're an amazing artist. He's just freaking kick-ass and stuff. Also, they feel really cool. They've got that slightly rubberized sort of a feel to them.
Ooh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Gage freaking rocks. Go support Gage. We need shout outs.
Just go every direction. Just start spinning it slowly.
Whee! Yeah, my character's hanging out there in the corner where Keith's fingers are right now. And that center one has a goldfish named Francis on its insides.
On its insides.
Indeed.
No, that's not the one. This is the one that I wanted to do. Hold tight, because I can do it.
Oh, there is a shout out. Yay! We gotta get better about that, sorry.
Shout out.
Is it not going to do it?
But yeah, that's Gage art, and Gage art is awesome. So.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Woo!
I just felt like I should
It's not a hold, it's just a tap, press. I have to find the right buttons on my stream deck down here to be able to do the shout-outs, but
You can see
Good job.
Francis.
good job.
Goldfish in the middle.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Okay, so who would like to do a recap of what we did last time?
Can I do a recap?
You absolutely can do a recap.
But
Go
can I
for
do it as my character? Like as we're going?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so can you set the scene just so we can... Sorry,
No, that's part of the whole deal of doing the recap.
Oh, I get to set the scene?
You get to set the scene.
Oh, sick. Okay. All right.
Oh boy. Here we go.
What have I done?
There's too much enthusiasm, Gary.
So, sorry,
Take it to an
my
8.
bad. So as we get on the ship and we start going, I'm gonna kind of just sit, I'd be kind of like quietly kind of towards more of the back, and just kind of turn to everybody and just be like, okay, so just so I'm catching up to space, because I was literally in my house like an hour, 2 hours ago, and nothing crazy was going on. So to recap at least what I've been told, so we just found a building that now has become, it talks and it moves and it is alive. It's spell stuff, jam, the thing you put in bread. So it's spell jam stuff, and so now we have control of this building, and we just went and talked to, I guess you went and talked to 3 very important people that have something to do with the city, to be particular. So, in retrospect, so now we're doing stuff for them. Am I on pace so far? Is everybody, like, is that on pace? Okay. So, so now that we're on the ship and we're headed out to the Armada, we're talking about peace? Is that what we're shooting for?
I think we're hoping for peace.
I'm willing to settle for not non-hostility.
Non-hostile. Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to get everything wrapped around my brain. My fuzzy little ears can't. It's so crazy. I'm sorry if it's more for me personally to just.
It's fair.
This is my first adventure, so I don't have any way of. I didn't bring anything to write anything down. It's all in my head. So I'm just trying to express it out loud. I'm happy to be here with you. And
I'm so glad you guys chose to bring me.
With your basket of vegetables.
Well, it's still back. I left that in the.
Oh, good.
I don't. We'll have it for later.
It'll be delicious someday.
Did I miss anything that was super important?
Looks at nose.
No.
I don't. I was
roughly get most of
It's
it.
probably the most concise recap we've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah. That was.
That was all the important pieces. Yes.
Yeah, which is. Yeah.
Aside from the fact that it was a little hard to hear what was going on there for a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wishy-washy.
Technical difficulties on this channel?
Yeah.
Never happened.
I know, because I'm not sitting next to the power bar anymore.
I was like, the irony of it.
I mean, there's
perfect
power
time for
bars on
somebody to
both
hit
sides, so.
Oh, now that he knows that, Keith, now he will accidentally hit them.
Don't you dare. Don't you
1 in
dare.
a million.
Yes, but it's already happened at least once, so we've already beaten the odds.
Yeah.
If I had
Lightning
to roll
doesn't
for
strike
every time
twice.
that's happened,
Lightning never strikes twice.
Definitely not true.
It strikes twice all the time.
I dare you to prove it.
I dare you to prove it.
And suddenly Lucas was struck.
Next one, we're gonna have
Twice.
guns.
Okay. So,
and there's a place, we're riding a ship named Cabin.
Yes.
yes.
Yep, riding a ship named Cabin, captained by Captain Cabbage.
Courteously. That's not what I meant to say.
That's sure.
Courageously?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
courageously.
Yeah.
you have to be pretty courageous to get on top of a mimic.
Yep.
I think we are hoping to be courteous with the people that are trying to attack, if we're allowed to maintain being courteous.
True.
So technically, both could be true, but courageous definitely.
Yes.
That ship could eat us.
Well, everything can eat us. Eventually.
If given enough time.
I forget you are the way you are.
I mean, some people like rabbit stew. Just.
I'm never gonna eat rabbit again.
I will.
So not cabin, cabbage. I've done this to myself.
Yeah, you did.
Cabbage is standing where the wheel of the ship would be under normal circumstances. There is a wheel there. She seems to be maybe working with cabin, guiding him, it, they, how, whatever, in the direction that Cabbage wants to go, that you all want to go. So, Killian, what you guys been up to?
Well, that's a loaded question. I think the short answer is we're trying to overthrow the Apellian Order now?
The government.
So, same song, second verse?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Cool.
So, what happened to the rest of your crew?
Well, you see, they weren't super comfortable with. Oh, that reminds me. Hey, Cabin, and she just sort of stomps on the deck for a second, and all over the ship, little polyp people pop up and start pretending to work the rigging.
That's real weird. That's real weird. Real uncomfy.
Well, got to make it look like there's a crew when people look at us from across, from a long way away.
I mean, that's fair.
It probably makes them feel more comfortable. It definitely makes me feel more uncomfortable.
Oh, for sure. But,
I'm comfortable.
we should be used to it from the bank by now, but I'm still just not.
Yeah.
It's real weird. But you're a good captain.
So there's
At
this
the
like
boat.
really deep sort of rumble from the ship, and Cabin sort of cocks her head for a second.
Indigestion.
I'm still trying to figure out what he sound. I'm trying to figure out all of the. What's the big word, Killian? The subtleties.
The creaks and moans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to learn. Anyway. But I think Cabin was asking how his mom was.
She's doing real good.
Yeah, real well.
Thriving, I think, would be a good term.
Thriving is an excellent
Thriving.
term.
Yeah.
Adapting to changing circumstances.
I think it's safe to say that she probably runs the economy.
She's a bank
town.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
She was a bank before.
Oh, right. I'm learning so much.
Yeah. Cabin is a recent
Oh, you're
offshoot.
new. Oh.
Ish.
yeah. But no, the rest of the crew wasn't as comfortable with this.
Fair.
So I gave them the other boat, and they call me Admiral now. Admiral Cabbage.
You get to introduce yourself as Commodore.
Well, I don't know if this would help with the communication at all, but Cabin, your mom has figured out how to talk with the polyp people.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Okay.
You said to the 3-month-old infant.
I mean, it's a big ass infant. I don't know what the gestation, what's the development cycle of a giant
At least
mimic?
3.5 months.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
I think they just think it and it happens.
Yeah, he eats a lot. He sleeps a lot, and he does other things a lot too.
Is it bad taste to ask what he eats?
Fish mostly.
Okay.
Filter feeds.
I'm fish.
Is that what happens when you guys were talking about how the boat goes kind of down and then And then
We've done that a couple of times, yeah. It's kind of creepy to watch it from the inside when he does that underwater, though.
I think it's kind of smelly.
That too. But I grew up on a farm, so, you know, I'm kind of used to smelly.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So you're overthrowing the government again.
Yeah. I thought we were done with that, and then people decided they wanted to go for it again, so we dusted off the plans.
Okay. You need my pirates to make a push on the economic front, I guess.
I mean, if you're offering,
I mean, that's what pirates do, right? We steal shit?
probably wouldn't hurt.
You know, I could always send it to Elwick.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to send some back to the valley too, but you know, could always send it to Elwick in the valley.
I mean, I don't hate that idea.
I think it'll bother Dell, and that makes me like it more.
That's a fair point. That does kind of make me giggle a little bit.
Right? That makes it better.
So how's Dell doing? Speaking of,
Oh, you're gonna. Do you have any of the pamphlets with you? The cabbage would love these pamphlets.
there's
No,
pamphlets.
Oh, there's pamphlets. There's whole newsletters.
The halfling woman had.
Great.
Oh, I'll have to. Oh, I'll have to read that later. When we're not, you know, going to our certain doom.
It works.
Do you not do that very often?
Right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay, good. As
why
long
I
as
say I'll
that
read it later.
stays the same.
Keep me weird. No.
Yeah, you should definitely read that as if it's a comedy, because it is. I don't know that Dells knows that.
Okay.
It's great. But yeah, she's kind of diverged. We had a couple of other people for a little while, and
And then they diverged.
they also diverged.
The crew's getting tighter and tighter.
Indeed.
Well, what about everyone else? Where's Milo?
Now, I would have probably been writing him back and forth as he could. Would I know anything about him that I felt safe telling?
I mean, that's kind of on you. He's back in Sutterton with Little Bit at this point.
Oh, best I can tell, he's doing fairly well. Kind of laying low in Sutterton with Bit.
Okay. How's Akarak?
Why are you laughing like that? What are you laughing about?
Because it's complicated.
Things are moving along
Oh.
slowly but surely.
Okay. You and I are gonna have a girls' night, and you're gonna have to catch me up on that.
Yeah, I killed him.
Or a guys' night. Whatever you're comfortable with. You know.
I don't think I've ever been invited to a girls' night before.
I mean, Cabbage did my makeup once. You should totally do his. No, that was Mizuki. I'm sorry. Wrong person.
I helped.
You did. You did.
A little bit.
I think it was more that she did it to both of us, though. I blocked parts of
I
that
was
out of my
there.
memory.
Trauma bonding, yes.
Yes.
Familiar.
I just remember you looking at her and saying, "Put mud on my face!"
Yeah.
But with a thicker Cockney accent than that.
Good times.
They were times. Some of them were good, I suppose. Yeah. There were also dragons falling from the sky and strange stuff like that. So, you know.
That hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, we met a dragon.
Oh yeah, they're our friend now, and apparently busted us into the whole.
And we found another one of the towers.
Yeah, busted us into that.
I saw a dragon flying overhead.
That's the one that we're friends with. Yep.
It is safe to say things have not calmed down
No,
at all.
even a little.
I can't decide if that makes me very frightened or very proud of you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it either. It's
Two
a
things can be true at the same time.
I suppose so. So how did you meet these guys?
I'm a recent development.
You are.
Yeah.
He's.
Since you're the one who adopted both of them, you want to relay the story?
Oh, what?
How did I didn't adopt
Well,
him.
you
I just
tracked
didn't.
him down
I
and then
was-
didn't turn him in.
I was kidding.
And then you saved this one when he was. You just saw him randomly running from something.
How do you not save that though? I mean, he's adorable.
See, this is why you're the one who adopted them.
I mean, that was not why I adopted him.
I was kidnapped.
I was.
And they
supposed
feed
to
me,
be-
so it's a sort of Stockholm syndrome, sort of.
Once you feed me, they keep coming back. I was supposed to be working on solving a crime that he committed, and then it turns out that we're kind of in the same camp, and I felt like turning him in was a bad idea. Also, I think you already had some kind of connection, right? Oh, never mind.
Nope, not at all.
Made that up.
No, the connection happened afterwards when we heisted
Yes.
Magic Squid Ink
That's
together.
right. Yes.
Also,
There were organized theft things happening.
Okay.
there might be issues with me now leaving home, and I'll probably end up being chased by those dire wolves again.
That'd be fine.
Just so you
What's
guys
the worst
are
that could
aware.
happen?
Are
Dire-
ghostly
I mean-
dire wolves waterproof?
Hey,
Hold
I
up.
mean, they're everything.
Ghostly? What?
Dang it.
Oh, I just have some acquaintances from the past that keep following me and bringing me back home.
Hey, Captain, do you eat ghosts?
There's a weird sort of
Hmm.
there's a weird sort of shudder and creak. I think that means he's not sure.
You might
But he's
test
willing to
that.
try, I'm sure.
I don't know how that would work. I'm not sure that I want to try it, since I don't know how that would work.
Not sure we have any say over it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, he was being chased by ghostly dire wolves in the middle of the night, and I can't just let some kid get eaten by your giant ghostly
I
dire
feel like
wolves.
it's important to point out she did not know it was a child or that it was this adorable until after she
I
decided
mean,
to save it.
I did assume it was a child because he's not very tall. I thought that he was actually younger than he is. I thought he was literally a wee lad.
So, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So how do you know these people?
Oh, I grew up with Killian, and was we met Simi when she moved to town. Turns out her mom lived out there too.
Where's out there?
He doesn't know where the.
Not a clue.
I could tell you, but you wouldn't recognize it.
That's yes.
Far,
South.
far away.
Yes.
Okay.
Very south. No? Wrong direction?
Very
North.
If by south,
No.
if by south you
Northeast.
mean east,
Northeast. Northeast. Very northeast. I was imagining the wrong thing on the map, apparently.
Just pointed the direction that way. No. It's,
No, that way. Yeah.
she points and we just turn her.
That episode of Ted Lasso. North? Pretty sure it's that way.
Yep. Oh. Well, okay. Well, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Oh, and we're gonna let Simi get her revenge on Rosk.
Well, yeah. That was always a thing, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It has to be done.
What it's done must be done.
Wait. Is it revenge or is it getting justice?
Speaking of, how is Zoigan?
Zoigan's weird. I don't know how.
Still making midnight calls
she's
occasionally.
a champion. In fact, I believe the term I heard used was the champion.
Ooh.
I don't understand what that means. Nobody has given me an instruction manual or even a rough draft of anything that could be useful. So those are words that were used. And I don't know what the heck it means.
You never did.
Yeah, but they weren't being used, so why would I? I don't understand.
You don't understand what it means to be the champion of the god of justice.
It means you have to deal justice.
I mean, I do that part. But that wasn't
Yeah, but now it's an official capacity.
like what all is.
Yeah,
in that shop?
I'm sure the fact that you go around dealing out justice is in no way related to you being referred to as the champion of justice or anything.
Fine.
Like the bunny man. It's like the boogeyman.
I thought that was gonna be a Batman reference.
It could be.
You're just gonna hide in dark street corners
Oh
now.
no.
No,
She's
you do the opposite.
Owlman and
He only
her
attacks during the day.
sidekick
because
the
it's a little
bunny.
white
I am
bunny.
the one that hops in the night.
The one that hops.
But yes, I mean, I feel like revenge and justice in this particular instant are kind of similar.
I know two people who disagree with that strenuously.
Who?
Oh, the god of justice and their opposite, the goddess of vengeance.
Okay. But
Oh, that should be good.
Well, we gotta pass the time to get there, so
We're gonna hear it regardless.
we just gotta wait for the DM to tell us when we get there.
I'm surprised you don't realize I'm just vamping right now.
Oh, I know.
in this particular case, if I were to make sure that he does not hurt anyone anymore, and make sure that he is not in a position of power, that is going to mean death for him.
I don't know. I'm not the champion of justice. I don't know what justice requires
Or
here.
you could break both his legs and rip out his tongue. That
I
would also be
just
justice.
know two people who would very much disagree that justice and vengeance are the same thing.
See, that one sounded a lot more like vengeance.
What if?
I mean, two things can be true at once. We're not Tweedles.
Also true.
What if we legally get a document and change his name to Justice? Then we dish out justice, right?
Are we eating him?
No. It just.
If I served him to you, would you eat him?
Do you tell me?
Tell
or
me.
No?
Let's say for this hypothetical, yes.
But you do tell me that.
Yeah, I tell you what it is.
Then no.
Interesting. And if I don't?
Well, you lied to me. And I'll eat it because it's food.
So if I were to tell you it's a person, but not tell you who
Oh, I'm
it
not gonna
was.
eat a person.
Okay, we do draw the line at eating people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I make deals with demons. I'm not a monster.
Would you eat? So you would eat
Let that
a
one
demon?
pass.
I don't know. Probably
been
not.
offered.
Where do
Even
you
if-
draw the line?
Even if you killed one, they just get dragged back to hell, so it's hard to.
What if they had left a piece of themselves?
I'm confused about that part.
We have now officially fought demons, and in fact there is something that drags them back to wherever they came
Oh,
from.
and their butts smell so bad.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
what did you?
Okay, that doesn't
You
seem to
have a
have to.
proclivity of going for the backside.
I don't know. It's like
It's happened twice.
it wasn't on purpose
If I had
either
a nickel,
time.
if I had a copper for every time it's happened, I mean,
Two coppers.
which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Thank you, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Doctor?
Yeah, lots of strange things have happened, but at this point in my career, I feel like it's just normal.
I'm beginning to
Okay.
think we have magnetic personalities for strange crap.
Yeah, see, before I thought it was just all Milo's fault. I
Maybe it's
am
you.
not sure it's Milo's fault
Things
anymore.
did not get weird for me again here until you showed up.
I mean,
That's-
when you showed up, technically,
I mean, I've
to
been here.
Setterton.
Oh, Saturday. But I mean, I moved back to Costas and have been operating reasonably uneventfully for a while.
Maybe it's the both of you.
It's the combination.
I'm not convinced there wasn't
not
weird
us.
stuff and
We
you just
joined
didn't
the
notice
weird.
it.
I mean,
Like Flint and Steel.
I do only have the one set of eyes, I guess.
I mean,
so.
how many times have you gone by that bank?
Flint and steel.
A lot.
Armor.
Oh, yeah, we met a bank that's a mimic.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was there for that one.
Yeah, anyway, sorry, that's also on our list. of-
Cabin's mom.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, things didn't really start getting weird again until you showed up. Unless I just wasn't noticing.
That's
'cause-
disconcerting.
But I mean, it starts the ball rolling on a lot of different things that I needed to do, so yay, I guess.
Sure.
What you mumbling over there?
I'm just waiting to get there. I don't have much to add to this discussion, so you guys are reminiscing.
Yep.
And I'm Dominic.
Oh,
Nice
we
to meet you.
officially met.
Nice to
sorry
meet you.
about that. I should have introduced you or something.
It's
yeah.
fine.
And what's your name?
Lucas,
Nice to meet you, Lucas.
nice to meet you too.
Shouldn't be too much longer. I
Thank
probably,
goodness.
hey, buddy, we probably ought to slow down a little bit because right now it kind of looks like we're rushing them to attack them, right?
Oh, white flag, right?
It's a bit-
Well, we do have the white flag, but we're
We're
coming
just,
up on them
we're just
awfully
banking that
fast.
that's the same across cultures.
What if we shoot a flare?
What's a flare?
If we shoot the flare directly at them, they'll know that we mean
Fireball!
Oh no.
So you do feel cabin start to sort of slow down to a little bit more of a reasonable pace. The fake crew sort of starts to go about pulling on imaginary lines and the fake sails start to sort of curl back up and furl back up. Sort of off towards the armada, it does appear as though one of the ships has pulled ahead, flanked by a couple more that seem to be following it. Seems to be one of like each of the different types of ship. So one of the each of the different fleets.
Right.
But there is one that is very clearly in the fore, sort of coming at you. So I don't know which one of these we want to aim for. You got a guess there, Killian?
I think we should just let them come to us.
That's not a bad idea.
There.
Don't worry, I'll do the talking. I lie.
I'll do
I
the.
don't think it should be me.
All right,
I should
I could-
definitely.
You should definitely not.
I will sit here and be
Just,
quiet.
yep.
all right,
Yep, yep.
all right, Captain. So let's let them come to us, if you don't mind. So a little bit more activity. The rest of the fake sails sort of start to furl up, and you feel you feel cabin sort of come to a little bit of a sort of a bobbing halt. The other three ships do approach. The two flankers sort of split off and do move off to the sides and around behind in sort of a covering position.
No, good. We're surrounded. We can fire in any direction.
You do know I don't have cabin doesn't have cannons, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not a
We look
problem.
more. We look more peaceful. Also, can we have a code word to
Fire!
dive down to escape if we need to?
Oh, we're probably gonna have to do the talking on their ship.
Okay. Yay.
And then we can jump off the ship if we need to be like enveloped by cabin for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. If we have to escape, we jump off into the ocean and hope someone picks us up.
Okay.
Will willingly walking the plank, you know.
Because everybody here can swim, right?
Hmm?
Oh,
Duly noted.
that's right.
This is the furthest I've ever
No,
been out of
do you
Costas.
This is the furthest home I've ever been, Mr. Frodo.
That buoy right there.
Yeah, there it goes.
There it goes. Alright, here we go.
Here we go.
So there's activity on the deck of the lead ship, and this fairly large, sort of muscular figure steps to the rail. Dressed like he thinks a sailor should dress, very clearly. It is not his normal whatever.
I see. Having been spent all my time around Cabbage growing up, I understand. This
Right.
person is dressed like how they think a sailor dresses.
It's a pirate cosplay.
Exactly.
Tricord
White
hat, a long, elaborate coat.
Not quite to that extent. It's more of the subdued, at sea for a while kind of get
like
up. So
Gibbs from
Like a
Pirates of the
striped
Caribbean.
shirt. And
yeah, more like that.
Nice,
More
but it has seen work.
yes, very much so. Very much a working sailor's outfit, not dressed for whatever.
I thought a white formal hat. A little white outfit.
The Admiral.
Yeah, you're so little.
Looking out across the distance between the two ships, details are kind of hard to make out, but his skin tone is very well. He's multicolored for starters. There's sort of a very, very pale, like under chin down to what you can see of his chest. He does have clothes on, so you can't really tell anything beyond. His arms have a very sort of dark brown, almost shading into orange, but there are dark slashes across them.
Ah, I see.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you from the city?
Yes, we are here to negotiate on behalf of the city.
Do you represent this empress I have heard about?
That's a complicated question to answer, yelling between our ships.
It is a very simple yes or no.
Technically, no.
But we speak
That-
for the city.
That sort of gives him pause, and he steps back for a minute and sort of turns, and you hear very quiet words sort of being exchanged between him and some of the others on the deck with him. If you are not part of the Empress's forces, but you represent the city,
Yup.
is the Empress dead?
Technically, yes.
But no!
I am very confused.
Yeah, like I said, this is a hard conversation to have yelling across our ships.
Okay, he steps back again.
It is very complicated.
I'm confused. Uh-huh.
So are we.
And he starts pointing. You can see that he's sort of giving orders, and you see the crew on the deck start to unlash one of the longboats and get it ready to put over the side. We are sending a boat. Any of you who speak for the city, come. Let us discuss.
Do you want to just fly over there?
Yes.
Okay. I will, because most of my spells are 6th level when I cast them, I will cast Fly on all of us.
Wait,
Okay.
do you cast Fly on Cabin?
No.
Okay.
That would be too much.
That would be terrifying.
Also, I don't
Giant
think
monster.
I don't
is-
think I can cast fly on a creature that is
This is that big.
more than
Gotcha.
medium.
Yeah, he very definitely is above medium. He's not quite gargantuan at
Well,
this point.
in that
but-
case, I guess we'll just fly over as they're lowering their longboat.
So the boat starts to go in
All right,
the
we'll be
water,
right over.
and he's you know,
Kalamanouche.
Absolutely.
and he is sort of directing the crew, not paying any attention to
We
you
land
guys,
behind him.
until one of the lookouts sort of yells something down to him, and he looks up about the time you guys are halfway across, and you see him sort of halfway, sort of out of instinct, grab for the saber at his side, and then he
Oh, what's
very,
a sword gonna do?
very carefully puts it back.
Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I have a mace.
Do you have a weapon?
I have a handle.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it. And you are just, you are a weapon, so they don't need to know that
I
part.
also have bear claws,
Okay.
And a
badger
tattoo.
claws, and a tattoo.
But I can put the mace on my side.
Oh, I just was trying to keep track of like who, because like I don't look like I'm armed.
Oh yeah, you're still in your
Yeah, I'm
So you can see there's that moment of the instinct is to
Uh-huh.
draw, and then he recognizes it and he puts the sword back. He and the rest of his crew sort of step back away from the railing and give you a clearing to land in. That was a very neat trick.
It just saves us time.
Yep,
Ah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I see. So, are you the one in charge?
No.
That's me.
No.
Oh,
Oh no.
I am just very curious how one of your kind winds up speaking for this foreign city.
Well, it's just I'm technically here for assistance and help. I got pulled into this about 20-30 minutes ago.
Forced foreign affairs.
I see.
They thought it would be helpful to have someone like myself assisting in the communication.
Well, it certainly speaks well to them that one of the Beastkin is with the envoy. Are you wearing?
No, we had this discussion last time. Specifically, none of them are wearing
Okay,
the order
that's fine.
stuff because I wanted to be able to be a neutral third
The
party.
mask.
Oh, the mask, yes.
The mask stays on.
So I have the owl, the cool owl mask on.
But that's not part of the order, right?
No,
Oh,
right.
no, very not.
Very much not.
That's
Very
my
much not.
Batman mask.
Yeah.
This is Batman.
Owlman and his her sidekick
I would
Hopper.
assume a representative of the Nine would not speak for the city. So that leaves.
There's no emotion in the eyes. So you just
So that leaves you.
Yeah, that would be me. I suppose by default, yes.
I shouldn't be here.
Would you object to the other representatives?
Oh no,
joining
no.
us?
We would absolutely like them to join.
Yeah.
Very
That's why
well.
we're here.
Very well. If you will follow my aide de camp, he will show you to my quarters. Where
Sure.
Where we will be speaking momentarily.
Sounds great.
Is his name Eddie? Is Eddie?
And your vessel there, it will be
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
very well.
It won't float
You're
away.
not concerned.
No.
No.
Should we be? Should
Very
we?
well.
I like that all of these negotiations so far with presumably powerful people have all essentially been them being like, why aren't you worried about things, man?
We have a crew over there. Obviously.
So up close, it is much more recognizable that this is a tiger. Tiger Man.
So his hands are not reversed.
No.
Okay, good. I like this so much better.
Yeah, no.
I was real worried. A Rakshasa
Oh,
looks like
yeah.
a tiger, but the palms
The
face the
palms
opposite
face the
direction.
direction.
So when you were
No.
describing it, I was like,
So they can't clap, they gotta.
Yeah, no.
They're creepy because when you kill them, they go back to the hells, and then they vengeance you for the rest of your natural
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, no. This
Yeah.
is just a regular
Lion man.
tiger.
Tiger man. A
Yes.
regular tiger man.
the hands.
Which you obviously recognize as well.
I've seen these, yeah.
That's
Oh,
real
it's just a
uncomfortable.
picture of it with the hands that are
Mhm.
are reversed, so they're not.
As a
yeah.
connective tissue therapist, no, sir, I don't like it.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
Ugh.
So he sort of gestures to the side and sort of snaps and gestures to the four of you. And there is this sort of waddling, almost seagull-ish
I like Marty.
beastkin
Waddle.
that sort of comes up to you, gives you a bow, and gestures, and starts to lead you back into the back half of the ship to where the captain's cabin is, sort of at the very stern. He doesn't say much. He just leads you all in. It's not a very ornate cabin. It's very plain. You get a sense that the current occupant is not the original owner.
Shocker.
Very much that whoever like commanded this vessel before is no longer aboard, and that it has been handed off to someone else who is only
It's
just
not-
starting to make his mark
Uh-huh.
on the ship.
Is this one Imperial?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it Imperial?
This one actually is one of the Imperial designs.
Okay, well that answers part of my question.
Okay.
It takes about 15, 20 minutes or so, and then you do start to hear footsteps coming down the hallway, down the passageway to the cabin. There is sort of a perfunctory knock, just sort of a pro forma thing, and then the door opens.
Everybody, put your pants on.
Sorry.
Everybody, the door opens, and the Tiger Man walks in, followed very shortly after by two humans.
Oh, but before they come in, as soon as we're alone in the room, I'm like, representative of the 9.
I don't know, man. That thing just showed up.
How you sleep with the guy once?
He just showed up in my bed. I did not sleep with him.
Hey, you're not the one that you haven't blocked him, so.
I don't like how funny that was.
And I mean, given how often you were drunk at the time,
Excuse you. I would still remember.
would you?
I'm reasonably sure.
The more I think about it, the less confident I am in my position.
So there's the knock, and the three figures walk in. So you have the one beastkin and two humans behind him. One of the humans has a very sort of imperial look to him. You're not real sure what it is, but he sort of carries himself as someone from this part of the world. He's not in any sort of uniform, but there's something that marks him out, especially next to the other, who is obviously not imperial. He's got sort of there's something about his makeup that is very clearly foreign. Aside from just having, a very unique blend of features that you've not seen before. Skin's a little bit darker. There's the shape of his eyes is a little bit different. There's a little bit of a posture thing happening to the way he carries himself is very different than anyone else that you've seen from this continent, and it's almost subliminal until you start to try to figure out why, and then you start to pick out it's a lot of it's a combination of a lot of different things that make him very obviously not from around here. Welcome to my cabin. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for apparently leaving things as they were. I was not sure that you would not be nosy.
Oh, we could have looked around.
Well, you could have.
But you, the DM, didn't tell us anything about the rooms.
Well, you could have.
God
but it
blinded
would
us
have
to
been
the-
very impolite.
Right. Before we get started, can I, for the group,
Of course,
okay, I would like to cast Zone of Truth.
I have no problem with this.
Okay.
I might.
Oh dear.
Killian's just gonna give you a look, and you can tell in Killian's eyes that he's like, this could be a problem.
Just so there's like a sense
know.
of everybody's on the same page.
Of course.
Okay, I'll cast. Yeah, I will cast.
All
it.
right. So
I like that you did it anyway.
from the bunny, there is this sort of flash and sort of a magic pressure pushes out to the walls of the cabin and fills the space completely.
Also, everybody make a roll really quick.
Yep.
I want to see if you can
I
spot it.
choose to fail
All right.
because I'm immune.
Zone of Truth is technically a charm spell.
Oh,
Yes, it
that was
Zone of Truth is enchantment.
Shit, is it?
Yeah,
It
it's,
is
it's not. It doesn't.
enchantment.
It's
No,
not
no,
the
no,
charm
but-
condition. It's just the enchantment.
On a failsafe, the creature can't speak a deliberate. What? Hold on, where is it?
Yeah.
Never mind. I was
Yeah.
thinking of a different spell.
Yeah. I was like, it's not a
Yes.
charm.
It
Okay.
is, yes.
very well.
It is enchantment. It is not
Yes.
charm.
What's the
Just make it really quick.
what's the
Spell
Wisdom.
save it. It's charisma.
Oh, it's charisma.
Yep, charisma.
It's better than my -2.
charisma. Oh.
Oh.
That's gonna be a 3.
Hey, good job.
Good job. You failed.
Yeah.
15?
I felt
No,
real good.
you failed.
20.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. You do.
You know if.
Yes.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
have failed.
Yes,
and
I
have
will know if
succeeded.
people. Yes.
You will also know that the three of them have chosen to put themselves under the spell.
Cool. And I will also fail it.
Killian's just gonna watch to see if you say anything or do, knowing that he's.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I guess I could just look at you and go. Because out of everybody here, they're gonna be like, absolutely. Because you're probably the best one to be like,
Yes.
I can say
Well,
what
also
I
when
need
you're
to
like
right
Zone
now.
of Truth and Killian's like, oh, I'm playing two different sides of a.
I'm just gonna really, really not talk.
Just gonna stand behind the mask.
Before there is custom where I am from, before such negotiations occur, we must share some tea. Would you mind?
I'll drink some tea.
What?
Sure.
Sure.
I wonder what they believe.
I wonder what kind of tea I'm about to get.
So
The good juicy kind.
so he reaches into his pouch and
Orange
he
juice.
sort of
It's orange juice.
so he reaches into his pouch, and when he brings his fingers back out, there are a couple of little tiny like finger chimes, and he sort of taps them together.
That's cool.
And he puts them back away. He reaches into another pouch and he pulls out a small satchel and he opens it up. And there's a little bit of an aroma that comes out of it. None of you have ever smelled anything quite like it. For my players, it is chai.
Oh, you're not a big guy.
I'm not a big tea person.
That
It just
hurts
tastes like
my
dry
heart.
water.
I like you anyway.
Dry water.
It's like
Wow.
dry water. I don't know.
Spite of
It's weird.
yourself.
That's
you
something.
had it in Texas.
I know.
So about half a minute or so later, the door to the cabin does open, and his aide-de-camp, the gull,
The seagull.
the seagull, does come in and sets a very sort of plain looking ceramic teapot in the middle of the table. You can see that it is steaming just a little bit, as though it has just been poured full of hot water. Your host goes over, lifts the lid off, and starts to spoon in a bit of the tea until it starts to sort of seep together and steep. And then he puts the lid on it. It has the feelings of sort of a ceremonial thing, very much so.
Yeah.
He gives it sort of a little bit of a swirl to mix together, and then starts to pour out just a little bit of chai for each of you into little tiny ceramic glasses. It's sort of a cross, but it's very similar to sort of almost a Japanese tea ceremony with a little bit more of an Indian flavor because of sort of the mixing and matching that I'm doing here.
Why does this smell like the incense Maisie used to burn?
Look, all I'm thinking is I'm going to drink this, and it's not going to be the kind of tea I wanted.
He then takes his cup, turns to each of you, sort of gives each of you a bow, and then takes a sip. Each bow, sip, bow, sip, bow.
I follow.
To demonstrate that it is not harmful for you.
Oh.
And then he sets his cup down and gestures to each of you.
Are we like a giant table, or just like scattered around the?
So it is like you can tell he probably uses this as the officer's dining table. It sort of also doubles as his writing desk. It's a plank top that is actually held to the it's on ropes hanging from the roof of the cabin.
It also doubles as his bed.
No, there is actually a captain's bed right against the back
Yeah,
wall.
because
the
remember, it's an
windows would be.
Imperial ship.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So
then
I
he
will pick
just-
up my tea and bow to everyone in the room. Just sip, bow, sip, bow.
You obviously recognize the ceremony.
Yes.
You also recognize the chai as being from where you come from. So this is a very familiar sort of setting.
And I'm going to make
for
sure
you.
to bow to them first before I bow to everybody else.
Okay.
He seems to know what he's
I
doing.
was just going to say, when in Rome, I'm going to follow what the rabbit does.
I do.
Okay.
Follow.
You do see. You do kind of. Actually, those of you that care, make me an insight check.
Nope, this sounds great to me. I'm not.
I'm paranoid. 1.
Okay.
Not paranoid enough.
Not paranoid enough.
Dirty 1.
12.
12? Okay.
22.
22?
I don't know.
For you three, he's just still being very sort of very hard to read, very stoic in the presentation. You catch a very, very small sense of sort of grudging respect that all of you caught what your companion was doing and followed
That
suit.
all of us
It's like,
followed the right rules
Okay.
of the...
so they do know how to determine what the right protocol is for this situation.
They're not dumb gaijins, totally.
Well, they've
Only
also been dealing with
kinda.
imperial officers, probably.
Yeah,
who
who are
don't give
worse
it-
than we are.
Who don't
Right.
give a crap about their culture.
With that out of the way, welcome. And I suppose this is the part where you state your case.
Well, I
Well,
believe introductions.
Yeah,
are probably-
in our culture, it would be appropriate to introduce ourselves.
Ah,
I am Killian Arkwright.
Simialishi.
You can feel Killian be like, oh
I failed
fuck.
to save. I failed to
And that's
save.
the name
man.
she's always gone by.
that is a name with a lot of weight behind it.
Keith, does he look like
Do
he
you
understands
know Elven?
what
Do you
that
know
means in Elven?
Yes, I do. actually.
Insight check.
DM for Dominic specifically. He does
I
know
do know
Elven, so
Elvish.
he would know what was just said.
Okay.
Do you as a player know what that is?
No, Jaren doesn't.
No.
That is a slur. That is one of the worst slurs you can call an elf.
Basically saying
okay.
that she has no name.
Gotcha.
17.
17? Yeah, he understood
Okay.
that.
Oh, I'm Lucas. I recently got the last name of Shadowkeeper. It's a long story. Just don't worry about it.
It's a
It is-
long story.
That is a name with its own very large portents, I would assume. But when you came by it recently, I would be most interested in those circumstances. Perhaps not in this meeting, but very interesting.
Yeah.
I almost said it.
Who said it?
Dominic Bramblebranch from Humblewood.
Ah, yes, I have been through there many times.
It's a great little place.
It is. It is most humble.
It's
But-
very quaint.
But its people are also kind.
I think that's one of the things I miss most. Sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. Wait.
Quite all right. I do so hope that the town will recover. Implies that it has fared ill under the invasion. But I do hope that it will retain its charm, let us say.
That's my hope as well. Yes.
For myself, they call me, they gave me the title of Admiral. I'm not sure that it fits. I'm not even sure that Commodore fits, but I command these forces. My name is Gob Redadder.
Keith, how do you spell that?
Gob and then Red Adder.
G-O-B?
Mm-hmm.
One? Oh, just one B? Oh,
Yeah, just one B.
I would put two B's. Okay.
The gentleman to my right is Wendell Darkthorn.
Is this the Imperial or the non?
No, this is the
And
non-imperial.
what's his name again?
Wendell, Wendel, Darkthorn.
Okay.
With an E on the end. Wendell is my second, and he represents the city-state of Orcos.
How do you spell Orcos?
O-C-R-O-S.
O-C-R-O-S?
O-C-R-O-S, yes.
Orcros. Not Orcos.
Okros.
Akros.
Okay.
Akros.
I mean, you're the DM. You can
Yeah.
pronounce it however you want, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I
Other
added
one
an
is
R
like-
Man away.
pronunciation.
Thule.
Tuli.
Oh man.
So, yes. And
I'm gonna look at the third person.
he's standing there as though he is comfortable not being introduced.
Keith, I would like to read his surface thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a lovely cabin.
His surface thoughts he's mainly just observing you all. This is quite the envoy. The Empress would never have allowed this.
Okay.
Right, you are.
He passes.
But he does seem to be deferring to Gob.
Well, our case is complicated. Events in the Empire have shifted dramatically since you likely left your homeland. I assume your intention is to invade here.
Well, that is certainly part of what we had intended to do, although it seems as though events have outpaced us somewhat. Our main concern was to push back on this Empress. It seemed... Yeah, please, sit.
He did it again.
Everybody finds a place to
One
sit.
of,
Can I sit on the edge of the bed?
Of course. With your feet.
one
kicking.
must understand that my people and the people of Akros were only just, how you say, hanging on against the forces of the Empire. We had been that way for many lifetimes, as long as our bards could remember. We despaired, honestly, of ever driving out the invaders. And he just sort of turns and acknowledges, and sort of gestures to the Imperial standing next to him, who has the sort of, he has the wherewithal to sort of bow his head and look abashed somewhat.
And according to his surface thoughts, Keith, does he seem abashed?
Very much
Okay.
so, yeah. And then something happened. I am not sure what... I have been told unit of time is a year. I have not knowing for sure, but 12 moons. 12 moons passed. Something changed in the Imperial forces. They were less coordinated, not as committed to the cause, it seemed. And yes, there were other ships arriving each and every month, but even those that did not seem to want to be where they were. They did not seem to want to fight. My people saw an advantage, and my people took the advantage. We took their ships, we took their weapons, we stripped them of their titles and their names.
Damn.
Names are powerful things in my culture. Names give power. Taking the name makes a man or a woman humble.
Oh, he doesn't have a name anymore.
Keith is casting Detect Magic. No magic in the room?
No magic
Okay.
in the room, no.
Other than me.
Other than what you would expect, there is no
Just
magic
checking.
to be seen. That it was not an orderly transition, I'm sure you understand, but it was an inevitable one. When the ships stopped coming, we sensed another opportunity. And so we are here to push back against the Empress. You tell me now she is dead, but not really. And I am most curious about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that way.
A lot of people dead, but not.
No, curious about how that works.
Ah.
I hope there's not a lot of people who are dead but not. I'm going to look at the Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain to me how your discipline and your command structures just crumbled? Overnight, apparently?
I wish I could. I've been around, and he sort of looks to God, who just nods to him. I have been a soldier a very long time. I trained. I thought I was at the pinnacle of what it meant to be a soldier. When I tell you that I have never seen the type of disarray that swept through our forces just over a year ago, I want you to know what I mean. I have seen routes. I have seen armies crushed and spirits broken. I have never seen the lack of coordination that swept through the Imperial forces.
Interesting.
Unnatural.
That poses a lot of interesting questions. Looking back to the Admiral.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Empress is
Should I explain?
indisposed is maybe the best term. The Empress's power, for as far as we can tell, is mostly diminished. Shattered. She is not alive, but not dead.
You can kind of at this point. Do you still have?
Oh yeah.
It's like you can sense that the Imperial sort of start. He's curious about this, almost. He's very intensely curious about this. Like he's trying to put together a puzzle and figure out where he fits into things. But he's very curious. You know, he's curious what you know that you're not saying.
Details are scarce, as we have been as far as I am aware, no one has been able to gain access to the Empress's palace or the grounds around it.
Sort of a magical field around the palace.
Indeed.
Yes.
That is very powerful magic. And yet you tell me that her power is shattered or waning.
The source of her power is no longer available. Since that happened a year ago, the Empire has been falling into various states of chaos. Different factions and other individuals or collectives have been exerting their own influence.
I see.
Generally speaking, while the Empire technically exists on paper, it's less of an empire, more a collection of warring or negotiating states.
I see.
So yes, we're here to negotiate on behalf of the people who control the city, Costus. Which is why I said we are not technically here on the Empress's behalf. However, the current people in charge and in power are the leaders of the Apellian Order. And I will take out my little, we're now allowed to negotiate, and I'll just set it down on the table for him. And that's who we're negotiating on behalf
So
of.
he'll reach out and he'll sort of unfurl it. And he'll
Translate this for me.
he will hold it out. I mean, he doesn't give it to him.
Yeah, but he'll hold it out for him to read it.
And the Imperial officer does look at it. It is as he says. Interesting. What do you know of this Abelian order? They backed the Empress, my lord. They were an arm of her power in perhaps not a magical sense, but a physical one in many ways. There were rumors that they were very close to the throne, perhaps the shadow puppets, as it were. So they are still dangerous. Most assuredly so. It does not bode well for you, my friend, if the powers that still be had a hand in what happened to my people.
That's maybe not a rabbit hole you want to go down. So I'll take the document. The situation is basically this. Everybody who has the ambition to is trying to grab up whatever power they can currently in the Empire.
It is disarray.
Exactly. If you want to come here as invaders and try to pay unto the Empire what was paid unto you, you can certainly try. I can understand the desire. I can tell you that living in the Empire, most people, I'm going to sort of gesture to the Imperial, most people, even if they were members of the machines of war, don't really have any control or say over what happened. And there was a concerted effort to ensure that there was never any disagreements with the established order. I happen to come from a part of the Empire that was on the fringes and lacked the level of control that most of the Empire experienced. So,
Not as heavy under the thumb.
yeah, small, out of the way, easy to overlook. So, yes, the Apellian Order supported what the Empress's plans were. How much of a choice they actually had in the matter, I can't say.
But you speak for them now.
Yes, because you brought an army to a city of people, most of whom are just living their lives. You've already killed sentinels and presumably have placed agents in advance waiting to enact sabotage or other countermeasures. And as far as I'm concerned, you could be just as oppressive as what came before, if given the opportunity. So yes, I have no particular love of the people in charge, but I am negotiating on their behalf to try to ensure that things don't come to blows between the people in the city and your forces.
Simi just stares owlishly.
So my question would be, Admiral, what do you and your people want? Do you want more war?
No sane man would want for more war.
Agreed.
That said, some justice must be dished out. My people were oppressed viciously in our own land. Our homes were burned. Our young men slaughtered in the thousands, perhaps millions. We will never know. We will never know the full impact that countless generations of war has wrought on my homeland. I do not blame you. Clearly, you were not there. You have been here. And as I read between the lines, you seem like a man who has been fighting against these atrocities in your own way. I will turn the question around. What is it you What? Not these people that you speak for. You. The man killed them.
That's a dangerous and very deep question. And one that I'm not sure we're really ready to breach just yet. I will tell you this. Currently, I'm hoping that we can turn the arrival of your forces into an advantage to shift the power structures in the city towards a more equitable direction. Now, that being said, you want justice. I'm sure your people want justice. The ultimate authority that ordered these atrocities is untouchable currently, and as far as we can ascertain, is inactive. There are others who played roles in it, but if you still want justice for them, you can pursue it on your own, but I cannot imagine how that would help anyone in the current circumstances. The Empire lacks the ability to invade your homeland again. Without the...
And Gabriel just kind of nods.
Without the controlling aura of the Empress, it lacks the unity and the power base to be able to attempt it for at least probably 20 years, if at best, right? That's the fastest they could get there. It's unlikely to happen in our lifetimes, I would suspect. At least not on the scale that you saw. So, I would like to see our peoples be able to become friends. Or if not that, at least allies.
This fleet has come a long way. What would you have us do?
What are your provisions like?
Near the edge.
Fair enough.
Not enough to return to our home. Which means I cannot withdraw. Not yet.
I would recommend that your people land on the beaches outside Costus. Make an encampment. You can send representatives through the city to verify that what we've told you is true and to see for yourself the state things are in. This provides your destabilizing effect on the current power structures of the city. Obviously, you've come all this way. It is fair that although the Empire is broken, that we should resupply you to be able to return to your homeland if that's what you wish. But instead of being here as invaders of a military sort, your people could be here as an enclave for now. And hopefully that could lead to something better and more profitable for both our peoples down the road.
Dominic, you have been here clearly longer than I. Can the people like him be trusted to deal honestly? Or will we be cheated?
And you have to tell the truth.
I think, to an extent, this man can be trusted.
To an extent, he says.
Well,
To the
There's a little grin of amusement. He recognizes the line that is being walked here.
to the people, there's not many. There's not many good out of the group of the order. They still hold on to many of the ideals of the Empress. So it's difficult. In my opinion, I think the whole thing needs restructured, and we need a whole different source of people. But that's just me. I do have a question, by the way. Did you send people ahead by any chance?
Of course.
Okay. Did they might have killed anybody by chance?
I have not been in touch with them. I do not know 100%.
So there could be people already there already looking into this.
Almost certainly. Any advancing army would send scouts ahead,
Okay.
and those scouts would cover their tracks.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Since you're going to overplay my hand a little bit,
Hi.
that's fine. It's understandable. There are divisions in the Apellian Order. Not all of the Order is as devoted to the old structures. However, the current powers that control this city are.
I will say I've only known a certain bit of it, and it's only the part that I'm kind of forced to work for.
Kind of raise an eyebrow at you.
Our hope
I see.
is to enact a change in management of the factions currently in power in the city. But it's a very delicate game because those still in control wield significant influence currently.
You play a dangerous game, my friend.
A very, very dangerous one, yes.
I am very curious how it is you speak for those you seek to overthrow.
We keep wondering the same thing. It just seems to happen.
There's just a small squealing sound out of Simi's ear.
My friend, you must do me the honor of letting me give you a name.
Fair enough.
To my people, you will now be known as Ka, the snake.
How do you spell Ka? Just K-A?
K-A-A.
Okay.
Simi just kind of cocks her head. Was that an insult or a compliment?
It was a bit of both.
Yeah, see, the problem is he's not wrong, given that currently I'm trying to, play all the angles of this situation we found ourselves in.
I feel that
He's gonna make me talk.
I feel bad that you do not have a name yourself.
Not for lack of trying.
I shall have to ponder and perhaps commune with the Nine and decide what name would be fitting for one who has been invested with the powers of justice.
Does that mean you get a name?
I don't know. I don't know how this works.
He was just gifted a name.
Oh, yes,
And
yeah.
I, again, would be curious about that story, but that will wait for another time.
Yes, I will.
You are a very interesting man, my friend.
What I can tell you, since we've played some of the cards, what I can tell you is this.
I didn't know.
It actually, I think it works. It all works out well. My ultimate goal would be to have both your people and my people free of the yoke of oppression and be given the opportunity to make our own choices and chart our own course in life.
That is a very enlightened worldview. I think perhaps we can be friends.
Oh, that's good.
I will do as you say. We will divert the Armada.
I will send you what supplies we can from the city. I'm not sure how much will be available currently. The city was... The powers that be are so wise, they didn't bother building a larder or a food supply to withstand a siege or anything like that. So I don't know how much they actually can spare, but I'll make sure that what we can is sent your way.
And if you can give us an estimate of what you would probably need, that would also work in our favor.
I will have the numbers put together.
I hear fishing might be good out the just out coast a little bit if you want to send a couple.
Strangely, that was true until we got close to the city. All of the sudden, there are no fish to be had.
Overfishing, exactly.
Yeah, it's just,
I believe that... So I am going to sort of look at the Imperial officer who's there, be like, assuming you have a form of currency that's compatible, there are markets running. I'm sure we can allow some of your forces into the city, probably with guides. That can also help alleviate some of your supply issues and help you gain a perspective on what things are like here.
That sounds reasonable. I would hate for there to be misunderstandings between my people and the people of the city.
Agreed. With the power invested in me, I'll see if we can't make sure that there are safeguards in place to prevent things from getting out of hand.
A wise precaution, my friend.
And if anybody shows up with saying that you asked for things that you didn't ask for, just go along with it, please. Oh, I'm using you to gain more leverage over the people in charge, but
I see.
I have to feel that one out before I know exactly what I'm going to tell them your demands are, so...
I can respect that.
I
can
appreciate that.
respect using the situation to strengthen yourself and weaken an enemy.
That is the ultimate hope here.
Are you sure you have no tiger blood, my friend?
I don't know what that is, but who knows? I've seen stranger things today.
Indeed.
That being said, and I'm kind of addressing this to the Admiral and to the Imperial officer. Do you have any former Imperials who held particularly high station? I have some questions about the inner workings of what they were doing.
This man was one of the highest that we have still have within our volunteer ranks. The rest higher up would be either no longer with us or still in my homeland
I understand.
as guests, let us say.
Fair enough. You are... I'm going to gesture to the... You're both welcome to still stay, but I do have some specific questions to better understand the way things were being handled by the Imperial forces.
Please, by all means.
So,
I'm gonna take out a notebook and start writing notes for this one.
Yeah. So the Imperial officer looks pretty nervous,
Uh-huh.
actually, as you start to question him. And it's kind of hard to tell exactly why. You get a sense that he's afraid you might not like the answers. He's also maybe a little bit afraid that his current commander might not
like the answers.
answers. And he's not real sure what it means, and he's not sure that the answers he have are going to be enough.
We'll find out.
So, as far as I have understood it, in my dealings with the Imperial Army and the Imperial Legions, there was, at least to the general forces, the only sort of indoctrination seemed to be the standard, what you'd expect in the Empire, growing up in the Empress's religion and the dogma all about it. But what you said about the way your command structures all seem to disappear, at higher levels, were there any further indoctrination that took place?
Honestly, I don't know. I was a comparatively middle to low ranked officer in the army. At best, I had 2 or 3 battalions under my command. There were several layers higher than me, obviously, right up to the supreme command. But the most I could tell you is I know that there were high up commanders who had imperial blood, like royal imperial blood in their veins.
Ah, all right. That explains things. How did the Empress communicate her orders to the forces there? Obviously, you would have received them from your...
I received my orders from my hires up.
What were the rumors around the water cooler?
There were never even...
around the water
cooler.
bucket.
There were never even rumors. We just didn't know. We assumed there were very fast messenger ships that we never saw. But
all right.
I mean, the orders I got were never time sensitive. It was never in response to counter-offenses or the like. It was always general goals, objectives to achieve, with the assumption of success, which by and large we were able to accomplish until the alliance between Akros and Osmia. You get a sense he wasn't supposed to drop that second city-state name. Between the city-states.
Just for note's sake, how do you spell Osmia?
How does one spell the word we want?
As I look down at the dialogue subtitles,
Osmea
how do I spell Osmia?
Osnea. Osmea. Osnea. Osmea.
Were there any were there any Imperial advisors or other outsiders that were not members of the Imperial military that were present at any of the functions you were at?
There was always a light smattering of members of the Apellian Order close by. They weren't ever officially members of the military, so they were never part of the chain of command.
Sure.
But each of them had authority in their own way.
What sort of
events did they typically get involved with?
I mean, the ones you would expect when magic users were encountered.
Okay. Good to know.
Items that had that sort of power
Mhm.
were confiscated. Magic users were either hunted down or captured.
The usual.
The usual.
All right. There, correct me if I'm wrong here, Keith, but I was pretty sure that we had heard this. There are rumors that shortly before her demise, the Empress may have sent valuable heirlooms somewhere outside of Costas.
That's troubling if the rumor is true.
Was there anywhere in any of your encampments, anywhere in the area where it was a strong enough Imperial presence or defensible enough that if the Empress was worried about, say, local unrest, she would send some of her more valuable resources?
None that I would be aware of. I only ever heard of those types of things being shipped here, home, actually. They were never left. They were never left where they were found. That is one point of contention as well. It's those heirlooms, most of them we would prefer to be returned.
Of course.
Of course.
I can tell you on that front, it's possible that they are here. If they are, they would be in the palace or in the palace grounds, which, as far as I am aware, no one has been able to get access to. If anyone has, it's very been kept very quiet. So it is possible that they are here. It is also possible the rumors that we have heard are that shortly before her power was broken, many items of great value were sent by ship to some safe location. No one I've ever been able to talk to seems to know where this location was. So that there were some theories that perhaps it was being sent to. We actually know very little. We heard very little here of how things were progressing. We knew there was a war, an occupation. We didn't know how it was progressing, so there were rumors that maybe it was sent there to be secured. Would definitely put it out of reach of any budding rebellions that may have been happening here.
Well, as far as I know, those items did not return to my aunt.
All right.
And so I assume that there is some other trove
Yeah,
elsewhere.
that would make sense. All right, I think that covers most of my questions. It has been enlightening.
It has, indeed. One tiny tidbit for you. I'm not sure you are aware or not, but the vessel that you came here is... do not know if you are aware of creatures that can mimic other things.
We may have run into them occasionally.
That ship is one of those. If you would prefer to ride home on one of ours, so as to not be, I don't know, swallowed whole.
Oh no, we're aware.
They're a friend of ours.
How did you know?
Yeah, I am curious. How did you know?
So he sort of gestures to the human who bows, walks over to the door and sort of opens it. And they're standing there sort of next to the gull who is, keeping watch down the passageway, is another guard. And this guard very clearly has shark-like features.
Ha. Fair enough, that's
Into
useful.
One Piece.
Very useful for maritime infiltrations.
No, that is very true. Yeah, we are aware, and that that's why I was not particularly worried about our ship being left there while we were here.
I see. Very interesting. You keep
Strange company.
very
It gets
strange
stranger
company.
every day.
Yeah. That's not the strangest one we've got.
Oh, I am so very intrigued to hear this story.
Perhaps another time.
That reminds me. We came across this little dinghy out on the water, just up the coast a bit. Crazy lady talking about this place called Elwick. Do you know where this is?
She's
Are-
everywhere.
are these
How is she
stories true?
everywhere?
That depends what stories she told you.
She said something about the whole town having once been swallowed by a kraken and then being spit back out.
I don't think that's true. I
a
suppose
crack
it.
in there.
Yeah, there was a crack in there. It could have happened. we were in a cave at the time.
Very peculiar.
I mean, I doubt it swallowed the whole town.
It's definitely worth the trip. It is an enlightening experience to be there.
Great little restaurant.
Oh, excellent.
Just don't let her know that.
Perhaps I should send a ship or two that direction.
Oh, damn. We gotta make sure Cabbage doesn't raid any of their ships.
I bet we can.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
I'm sorry, what do leafy vegetables have to do with my ships?
Cabbage.
Cabbage is what I think it is, yes, the little green balls, lots of...
Cabbage is the person that is on the ship right now. With,
I was thinking vegetables, carts,
Well, it is a
people
cabbage.
Well-
crashing into them.
You know, you were talking about like names are important.
Yes.
Well, in our culture, some people are just weird with names. And
It was a perfectly logical thing for her parents who ran a farm to name each child after a crop.
You mean there are more?
So many.
So many more. Suffice to say, we will speak with some of our contacts and see if we can ensure that any ships you send don't run afoul of any piratical entrepreneurs in the area.
pirates.
I see. Yes. That would be appreciated, and probably not just for me. They would probably appreciate not being attacked, counter-attacked as well.
Probably. Well, I think that covers the negotiation. We'll take this information back to the powers that be and see how they respond.
To be a fly on that wall, to hear what you actually tell them that I have said.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say yet.
Got any druids?
Don't worry, we'll see it. We
Got
won't
any
even be in the
druids?
building. We won't even be in the room and we'll see it.
I'm sure somewhere on this vast armada there is one or two.
There you go then.
Oh, if you have any way of reaching your forward scouts
Ah.
and asking them, maybe don't start killing people or starting fires or anything, that would be very appreciated. That would make my life a lot easier.
Once we are encamped, it will be easy for one of us to meet them in the city or one of them to come to where we are.
I understand.
The message will be delivered.
Well, Admiral Wendell, it has been a very interesting evening, and I'm glad to see we were able to avert bloodshed.
Agreed.
Admiral, may I? The Imperial sort of defers. Is it? Yes, of course. If you will excuse me. the one Imperial does stay behind, somewhat. You can see he's got something on his mind, but he's not real sure
Oh, but
how to
Keith,
ask.
what is on his mind?
The problem is I'm going to get the name wrong.
Please.
No, because it's an established name. And give me a second while,
Yep.
while I locate it.
Okay.
My brain went into Animaniacs with cabbage siblings. So it's like carrot, potato, and cabbage, tomato, and.
Right, you're just a little kid.
See if I can find it.
delicious.
Know where to go.
Your name
Well,
of
you asked
will
me,
be
Keith.
steak. Mmm.
Congratulations!
Not inaccurate, unfortunately.
Oh, look, a part of a pallet.
Collecting for future.
Oh. I picked one up and immediately got two I just touched it. I got like 2 slivers in my hand earlier today that I had to pull
I
out.
don't remember that one.
Yeah, that's
Which
what I was
one?
afraid of. Hang on.
Hanging.
Let me see if I can find
What-
it first.
Freeze frame.
Oh, I can't remember. Describe the.
Freeze frame.
Alma's stepdad.
Oh.
Trevor.
No.
Almost
Florence.
I didn't take notes at that
yeah,
time. And
yeah,
it's
it's
been like 3 years since we've
early.
had conversation. with
But
them.
I took notes.
And I think I drew them. So.
They're going to be at the beginning if that's
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
whole
be
campaign.
early.
It's
Early.
not. I did not do as well as I would have liked. And
I just have a giant page-sized section on my notes for the session that I pulled up that just says Alma's dad is the boss.
Yeah.
Except he wasn't.
Right.
Right.
Kel
Kel.
yes.
Taylor.
Okay.
I swear I drew him.
Because that's also Akurai's dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, I'm just
It's
reading
like-
his surface thoughts since he's struggling.
How do I go about asking about my brother?
Well, you're gonna have to give me a name.
How did you... What do you mean?
If you want to know about your brother, you're gonna have to give me a name.
How did...
We flew over here flying on another
Right,
ship.
right.
I don't think we can.
Sorry.
That which you do not know is magic.
I assume magic is a little more
Acceptable.
acceptable.
People can get away with it a lot more
Yeah,
than.
it's easier to get away with it now.
Okay. Sorry.
No, understandable.
Before I shipped out, I had a brother here in the city, and I don't know if he's still here. I know he was also... He was in one of the waves, got injured, sent back home. I don't know what became of him or his son, and I'm curious if you might know Kel Taylor.
You just see like the owl go.
It's a small.
Unbelievable.
Is that a...
That's a yes. That's a yes.
That's a...
That's a complicated.
Okay.
Last I checked, he's alive,
Good.
and his son is too.
Good.
He's not in the city,
Damn.
but he's in a really nice village, like 3 months away from here.
Damn.
Yeah. What did Kel do? Now that I
He was the tailor of.
He's the
town.
tailor in...
Yeah, he's a
Is that his last name?
yeah.
Okay.
He's a tailor.
Well, I mean, that fits, I suppose. I mean, he ran a garment shop here in the city, so...
Yeah, he runs a nice garment shop. My best friend lived there. Anyway,
You're best friends with his son.
That's complicated.
You keep using that word.
That's because everything people talk about is really complicated. I believe his first wife. I don't remember the details. His son was adopted into the order. But he's one of the good ones.
Okay.
And then Kel moved to the town I grew up in and remarried and then had an adopted son.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. that's
complicated.
Complicated.
But yeah, his son, as of 4 hours ago, is alive and well.
And in the town, in the city.
In the city currently, yes. No, you cannot see him right now. It's complicated.
I'm gonna get that a lot, aren't I?
I don't know what to tell you.
At this point, that's the slogan of Costas. At this point,
I'm going to be honest with you.
It's complicated.
I went to try and start infiltrating and making inroads in with the Appellian Order to help facilitate a change in management, and I kid you not 12 hours later, you all showed up. So it's things are happening, and they continue to happen apace.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got some thinking to do then.
Yeah, I will let him know his uncle is alive and well.
He may not remember me. The last time I saw him, he was...
Yeah,
Little?
that tracks, but I'm sure he'd love to meet more of his actual family.
Yeah.
Does Rosk have their family?
Other family.
So, like in the conversation,
Yeah.
I look at Simi and be like, he didn't like. There's never been a wife or a brother or a.
Not to my knowledge.
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to know he has actual family.
Good to know. I will... Good to know.
Yeah. I would be prepared to potentially need you or some of your compatriots may need to help act as intermediaries if the Admiral sends any of his forces to visit Costas.
We'll see. I'll have to start talking to some of the volunteers and see where their heads are.
Killian's eyes will dart to the door since the Admiral's not here and they'll be like,
Mhm.
So, no name.
Mhm.
Is that like a cultural thing or like a magical thing?
Cultural.
Okay, good. Good. I was real worried there for a hot minute.
Yeah, and I don't feel like there was anything done to me when they
Yeah.
ceremonially stripped my name.
Makes sense.
I just don't get to use it.
No, that again, that makes me feel a lot. That's a lot easier to move past than magically stripping you of your name.
It's weird at first, but you kind of get used to it.
Fair.
And seeing how much importance they do place on names,
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
It's understandable.
I mean, hell, the fact that he gave you one was... I've never seen that, honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a day. Well, good luck to you all. Hopefully we'll get you supplies you need. if any of your people have any expertise in farming, feel free to. I don't know how long you'll be here, so feel free to start, foraging or prepping for stuff, because who knows? Maybe tomorrow another dragon will show up. And with that, Killian's just going to head out the door.
What the hell's a dragon? Okay, so the four of you head back up on deck. They do still have the longboat in the water next to the ship. Gob is speaking with Wendell and some of the other ship's officers, sort of making plans. There is just a regular sailor sort of standing there listening. He's not participating in the conversation. He's just listening. But as things start to wind down, he does sort of run off to the stern of the ship, and he sort of disappears from view back behind a railing. When he pops back up, he's got an arm full of banners, like flags and stuff, and he starts hooking them up onto the lines. He starts running them up the rigging.
Brayden, do we still have fly?
I can recast it. I have infinite casts of it.
Oh, okay, so sure, we'll just fly back to cabin.
Okay.
Superman.
So you guys arrive back at cabin, and Cabbage is standing there. She's kind of just watching the other ships, and as the two that had sort of flanked Cabin start to move off, she turns to, she kind of is like, must have been one of your better plans. There's no fighting.
They didn't let me talk.
That's what helped make it a good plan, I think.
Okay.
Everything went great. You're gonna have to tell your compatriots not to raid their ships.
So they're still invading the city?
No, but they're gonna stay around for a while.
Okay.
They need supplies. Also, as long as they're here, I have leverage with the Apellian Order, so I can get them to do what I want.
Okay.
We are in control now.
Very, very tenuously.
How does this shit keep happening to you?
I don't know.
I think it's you at this point.
12 hours ago,
I was right.
pretending I wanted to help work for the Order so I could, get close enough to gather information, and then this happened.
And they couldn't see through that shit?
Well,
I don't think he gave him much of a choice.
Turns out, when you're a megalomaniac, ego-driven, power-hungry leader of a religious order, you're surprisingly easy to manipulate by just dangling little bits of things that you want in front of you. It really wasn't hard.
Huh.
Is that? Oh, never mind.
I basically just went to Rosk and was like, hey, I have information that you'd like to have. Gave him a couple little tidbits to show that I know things he would be interested in, and he was like, okay, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, honestly, it's just...
You never did that shit with me, did you?
Never.
Are you lying to me?
I would not do that.
Guess you would. You lied to me all the time.
Is it
Damn it.
lying if I just don't tell you things?
Yes.
Are lies
I
of
think-
omission really lies of omission? Hey, don't talk to me, invested with the power of justice.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, that's what they told her.
With the power of God and enemy on her side.
I knew Zoigan liked you.
Ah!
They didn't even they saw her and they immediately. Oh,
mean-
representative of the 9.
I think the owl might have given it away.
Yeah, kinda. That's a cool ass mask, by the way.
Right?
Right, let's talk about
I kind of want an owl mask now.
Don't take mine. Don't do it. Don't do it. It'll find its way back to me anyway.
Really?
I found
She
me
reaches
the
up
first
and
time.
grabs it and pulls it off, and it disappears from her hand. And where'd it go?
It'll find its way back.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
You had to.
That answered. You just answered the immediate question I had when you said it would find its way back.
Found me the first time.
Oh, I just wondered if it would come with the person attached to it.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been handy.
Back to
Use
Costas.
that.
Yep, back to Costas. Also, Dominic,
Yeah.
thank you for not telling them that I was not affected by your zone of truth.
I didn't even think about it.
I appreciate it.
Wow.
So you were lying to them?
No.
No.
I don't think I technically lied to them. I just left a lot of parts out.
Yeah, there were a lot of omissions. A lot.
But to be fair, there were omissions that they didn't necessarily need to know.
Also true.
And they didn't. They weren't going to tell us the name of their city-state.
Also true.
So what was it?
Armageddon.
Osmia?
Osmia.
Osmia.
Never heard of that one. Okay. Still got places to visit then.
Yep.
Things to see. Like, are they
People
all
to do.
are they all animal people there? I wonder.
I think
Are they all?
Not all of them. No, there's some humans, and
Oh,
they're
the two factions of beast folk and then another nation of people.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
that's kind of cool.
and they have. How do I avoid saying they're being forced to work?
Not anymore.
Indentured servants.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think I like that.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm
it's not
gonna
okay.
see if we can do something about that.
Yeah.
I understand.
And hey, we didn't have to use the giant spell jammer with a beam of, super-powered energy to blow up any of their ships. So
Yeah.
I call that a
I
win.
don't even know if that was a capability. We were just kind of hoping on that one.
What?
One of these days, Lucas, you're gonna realize that most things I do run on hope.
Yeah, that seems pretty legit.
So you found another one, you said.
Uh-huh.
Where'd you pick this one up?
Oh, it's the headquarters of the Apellian Order.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's great.
Sitting on it for who knows how long.
Wow.
And the best part is Rosk does not know what he's got.
Doesn't?
Yeah, that is not a thing he knows that's there.
I don't think any of them do.
I want to be there when it blasts off. I want to see his face when he realizes what you have stolen from him. I
I
want to be
think the
there.
plan is to kill him before that happens.
Or we trap him on it. And then if we move it with him on it, he doesn't have... Ooh.
Then he doesn't know.
Well, and if we can separate, if most of his guards or most of them are outside the tower, and then we lock it down and move it.
Then we can fight him there.
Yeah, we can separate him
Wherever
from
we
his
want
guards.
to. It's not a
Same with
terrible idea.
Pharrell.
Uh-huh.
And how do you feel about
Is it Corel or is it
Amakir.
Carol?
I don't know what to think of Amakir. He didn't say a whole lot. He knows things, but he doesn't know everything. And I know that I got under his skin when I dropped his name.
I mean, he's the man who's not supposed to be known, and you just name dropped his ass like it was casual.
Now, the problem is he could be standing right here with us and we probably wouldn't even notice him. That is going to be a problem.
Yeah, see
Cabbage just kind of
he was the most unassuming, unnoticeable person I've ever seen.
You know how you do that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What thing does he do?
Oh, this. Woof.
And I just look plain.
See, as soon as you look away from him, you forget
Oh,
that that's
I like it.
you can't even recall what he looked like.
All you know is just general things. Halfling. He was short.
Yeah, he's like that, where it was as soon as you couldn't remember a solid detail about the man.
That's so weird.
He's creepy looking.
It fits for the head of the Inquisition.
It does.
Totally. Where'd you learn how to do that?
Magic.
Oh,
There was a spill.
So probably him too.
No, they were not
No?
using magic as far as I could tell.
Wow.
Now, they could be doing
The
what I'm
only one
doing
I
where
know
I'm
that
hiding it.
is using magic is Corel. But who knows how long she's been holding that under her chest for.
Also,
Yeah.
I appreciate that you feel like I can be trusted to an extent.
This is for, yeah, I mean,
I
you
feel
haven't let
like
me
that's
straight
a
yet.
good description of you.
That is an accurate opinion of how far you can trust me.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have a reason to or to not to.
So I guess back to
Yep, back to the city so I can go tell the big people in charge whatever I'm going to tell them to try and help further. I don't even know.
okay.
Can we go to bed before we? This has been a long
You can.
night.
You can. I'm going to go right back and tell them at least that the siege is not going to happen.
So Cabbage starts to spin the wheel, and all of the
Yep.
little polyp people start doing the sailor-esque things, and it's very much sort of the uncanny valley of a ship. As Cabin sort of turns around and starts heading back towards the harbor.
Also, I gotta say that shark dude really is pushing his luck.
That was a dangerous game today.
Shark dude.
They
what?
had a shark beast person who got in the water
cool.
and could tell by looking at Cabin that Cabin was a mimic. Because they warned us that our ship was a mimic and maybe we didn't want to get back on it.
Oh damn!
Yeah, dangerous game for that guy to
He
play.
didn't die,
No
so you know.
kidding.
Or what if he came back from the from the mainland with us? Like
No
trying
one
to
ever
swim
comes
next
back.
to.
I feel like Cabin would notice.
Well, did Cabin notice that he was looking at the ship earlier?
I don't know. Did you? There's sort of the creaking and the sound, ship sounds that aren't exactly ship sounds. Well, I'll be damned. He did.
I can't imagine it was subtle.
So why didn't you eat him? More creaking. What do you mean you're full? Where have you gotten food to eat?
Uh-oh.
More creaking.
He's just got a Henry Hoover hose just underneath.
Just follows behind.
Ugh. So now there's another derelict ship at the dock? What? Cabin, I have told you about that. You can't eat people. Fish are okay, but not people. More
Fish are
People are friends.
more creaking. No, fish people count as people, not fish.
That is a valid question.
That is a debate for
not us.
For not us.
That is an ethical conundrum for someone else to deal with.
Yep.
All right.
So what's
We're going.
Yeah,
so
so
what's the plan for?
Oh, I don't know
When
yet.
we get back, at
I don't know yet.
Are we
I-
immediately going to the tower
I
and
am.
slitting Rosk's throat?
I'm going
Or are we
there.
gonna...
I'm gonna go tell them at least that the siege isn't happening, but that they're gonna land on the. Anyway, I'm gonna go and report back.
Yeah.
Okay. So hypothetically, what if a fight ensues? Like, what then for us? Like, we just gonna be outside the door waiting, or?
Oh, like in the room? Well, a fight shouldn't ensue, but if it does ensue, I will hold them off long enough for you to come to my rescue.
That assumes a whole lot of things.
I feel like they're safe assumptions.
Because what if they don't like that answer?
I don't like that you're
What are they gonna do? Throw me back in the dungeon that I can get out of?
Well, they could just kill you.
They can try.
And what?
See,
I mean,
Our
okay.
only negotiator with the beast folk?
I mean, 3v1.
No, just right now. Come on, try and hit me.
Try it.
Try it. Come on.
I don't want to be.
Just do it.
Flame strike.
It has to be a melee or it has to be an attack.
Oh, now you're making
Yeah.
rules! Now that it's no longer in your favor.
Come on, grab your mace. Come on.
Can I hit you with a stick?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Try
I'm
it.
gonna get my walking stick and just tink. Oh, sure, absolutely. Oh, perfect. It's gonna miss.
What'd you roll?
7 plus 7.
14.
6, so a 13.
So you swing your stick and it impacts Killian, but he doesn't. He's like, see,
It's because it's a stick.
just pick up your mace.
I don't wanna. It's on my belt now.
See me, hit me.
Fine. I take my badger claws and like, ka-ching, boom.
Natural 20.
Oh gosh, the phone stopped it. So it's a 7 plus a 9. So 16.
Nope. Okay, so you get there and like millimeters, like an invisible force field over my skin. Bink.
So what kind of damage can that take?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the threshold?
Like 20?
Oh.
So I am reasonably confident I can survive long enough for you to come save me.
But there's 3 of them.
Yeah, but I have lots
That
of tricks up
assumes
my
that there's
sleeves.
going to be 3 of them.
Or
But they can-
Rosk is only there. It
Probably.
depends on if the meeting's still going.
Yeah, but they also don't know what tricks I have
That's
up my
also
sleeves.
true.
I also don't
That's-
think they'll want to kill. Like, I don't think they'll try and kill me right there in the office because, as far as they know, I'm an unarmed, squishy person that's easy to kill.
They don't care about that part.
No.
No, but it means they're probably not going to try and murder me in the office. They'll have me taken somewhere else to do it.
Maybe.
Ross
I
wouldn't
don't
want to get
like-
blood all over his
Yeah,
floor.
I don't like that your overconfidence usually pans out. I mean, I like it because I don't want you to die.
So you're saying he needs to be humbled.
That is what she just said, yes.
I would prefer for it to not be.
She doesn't like that I
now.
keep taking risks and that my risks pay off because I'm very good at doing the math.
I just like
Or
one of these
bullshitting,
days.
right?
One of these days, it's gonna bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it
don't want it to
already
be now.
has. Do you not remember the troll?
Yes, I do.
See?
Yes.
Oh, also, we gotta get back with Artemis as well, right? At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, if you guys want to meet up with
we can
Artemis.
fly up to the top of the tower and meet up with them.
Good.
Because it might not be a bad idea to have everybody together.
Yeah, I shouldn't be seen anyway. So
Yeah, you guys all should probably not. Well, you can be seen. The rest of you should not.
You probably shouldn't be seen.
No, I mean, you belong there. They don't.
yeah.
And you don't have to be
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
Just
like,
if you
you're
get
welcome to
seen, it's
join
okay.
us. Yeah. Like that, and at least to the best of my knowledge, you are not wanted by anyone. Yeah, not in a negative.
Only
like,
by the dire wolf things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which at least this way you have more people around you that can help you out of a jam.
To the city!
To the city.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Batman.
Man. Owlman.
Alberman. Alberman.
All right. So
Alberman.
Cabin is taking his time, taking their time
That's
getting
'cause they're
back
full.
to getting back to the city. So it takes a
food coma
little bit
set in.
longer than the trip out to get back.
That's fine.
Partially, you get a sense maybe with eyes watching the approach
Uh-huh.
a little bit more. Cabbage and Cabin neither want to show off what he can actually
Yep.
do. But you do get back to the dock where you started from. There is another ship, like right close to where they were, that is just sitting there. There's nobody around it.
Well, there's a free ship if anybody wants it, I guess.
I'm good.
Can I sell it? No, I don't.
All of the polyp people sort of make a show of throwing lines over and tying the ship up, and gangway comes out. A little bit squishy as you walk down it. So what do you need from me, Cabbage?
Make sure your people don't raid the Armada, and
And stay in touch with us.
if
so-
you see anybody who has supplies that they could come bring to sell to the Armada, they'd probably pay pretty well for it.
Okay.
But other than that, that's it.
I will send messengers out and make sure that the rest of my guys don't cause any more trouble than they usually do.
Yeah. And, just don't get in any more trouble than you can handle.
All right. Same goes for the two of you, right?
That's the hope.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, you guys sending letters home anytime soon?
I can be.
Okay. And she pulls an envelope out. Can you send that to Mom and Dad? Just gotta let them know how I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks.
It's gonna be a very confusing letter.
Take care, guys.
I wonder how forthcoming she is with her parents.
It's cabbage.
They may even still
That letter
think
is
she's-
that letter is just that thick, full of letters, and it's just compressed down as much.
They might not even believe she's a real pirate yet,
I mean, that's fair. That would make sense. Just like childhood fantasy kind of a thing.
Yep.
Like, oh, look at how happy she is at
She's
day
out working
camp.
on a ship. Yeah, calling herself a pirate.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she did do that before, so...
She did. Yep, you're not wrong.
Anyway, I'm gonna go report to the boss people.
I guess we're all headed that direction.
Yeah,
technically.
tower to take a nap.
I mean, I probably better stay awake and make sure everything goes down. I just was like,
Well, you can
It's
sleep
late.
as long as
Yeah,
one of them's
we can
awake.
take watch.
oh, either way, sure.
Yeah, we can totally do watches. That's fine.
All right.
So, Keith, we go back to the tower that's still locked down.
So you guys are heading that direction, and this is a good place to call it for the evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. We will pick back up with the episodes in at least a couple of weeks. We will let you guys know. Be sure you are keeping tabs on our Discord server to know when we get back to it. We know for sure next week Danny is out of pocket, so we will likely not be doing this campaign. We may have a gathering just to do some board games, but keep tabs on the Discord. We will let you guys know for sure what the plan is. The week after that, we will also be short some players. They're going to be out of town,
How dare they?
so we know for sure we're not playing in 2 weeks' time. The real question mark is next week. So keep tabs on Discord. We'll set reminders on all of that out there so that you know what's happening. You can also check all of our video content out on our YouTube channel. I will try to keep on top of it a little bit better this week. Gets this one up before whatever happens next week, but for sure it will be up before the next time we do this campaign. You can go back and watch any of the episodes that we have out there. There's tons of stuff. This campaign, the previous, is it one campaign or two that we've got out there? Previous 2 campaigns that are actually out on the YouTube channel. We did a run through Storm King's Thunder. We did a run through the Tomb of
No, we
Night.
did not do Striking
I was
Sun.
about to say,
we
wait,
didn't.
what?
We didn't. do that
We
one on
did
stream.
do start, yeah, but not on stream. So it's
Yeah.
just Tomb.
Yeah, it's just Tomb that's out
Just
there.
Tomb and Delirium's Domain.
Right.
Season
That's the second one that
Oh,
I was
brain just
thinking
totally
of.
botched that.
But we've got plenty of content out there, D&D wise, non D&D wise, some board gaming, some. I think one episode of a VR game that we did that was kind of neat.
That was fun.
Don't
Keep talking,
and
No one blows up.
no one
explodes.
explodes.
No one
yeah.
explodes. Yep.
Which
Well, that sounds
might be something that we can pick up again as well. Who
No,
knows?
no, because what was the one puzzle section we couldn't do? Was it the math one that was like triangulation?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. math
triangulation and Hertz.
Yep.
Yeah,
whatever
so
it was.
fun, so some fun stuff out there, but you guys can go out and check it out for yourselves and see if you like it. If you want us to do it again, let us know on the Discord server. If you've got other ideas for things that we could do on off weeks when we don't have a full cast, you can let us know there as well. Just put it in the Talking At Us channel on that Discord server. That's going to do it for us, I think, here tonight. We will probably do a raid out, so if you'll stick around. Got some
possible channels to look at. So I don't know where we're going to land, but stick around for that. Until next time, remember,
Grab your bats and grab your balls.
and if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.